Alright, then I believe too. And with that, there's only one thing left to say. Let's rev it up!
Alright guys, welcome back. Okay, so I want to talk about the reprints because there's gonna be a new set coming out next month and it's gonna be pretty damn good. but then it had me thinking. It had me like kind of double check it. Okay, you know, in the past we get reprints, right? We get the reprints of good cards, of good known good cards. But then I was like, but how good are they now? Is what the thing. Like, everyone knows that they were good. Everyone knows that they are good, and are they just decent now? And it's like, okay, so you kind of like let it be exclusive for a bit. Let the best players, like the good players, and the people that can afford it or get access to it, have their time with it. So it kind of influences the casual or rogue players to stay rogue because it's not accessible to them. So it's like, I'm thinking about it. It's like, oh, you're giving it the like us, the rogue players, or just people that don't play meta, the scraps, if I were to put it in those terms. Of course, they're not scraps because they're good cards. Like Cryston's good, Omega's good, Trishula's good. It's that one. I mean, come on. And then freaking is that freaking insane. But it just came down to that. Like, how good is it now? Like, is it? I'm pretty sure it's not as good as before the reprint. That's for sure. Because the game's changed so much. And then, like, what decks other than Windwitch, what decks utilize Crystal Wing? Like, no other deck. The Omega, if you play the Minerva deck, you used to use this, but it's like it's not really seen anymore because of the grass. Grass went to 1, so there's no point in playing 6-card decks. Of course, you can play 40-card decks, but I don't know. It had me thinking about that, like, because it makes sense if you think about it. If majority of the players had access to every single card that every other good player, every pro player had, how different would the whole competitive scene be? Like, if everyone had access to every single card, how would it be? It'd be insane. The good players that are good wouldn't be as good because the gap wouldn't be as huge. You get what I mean? Of course, there's gonna be like the better player, the guy that plays the best deck, like the most optimal, and it just plays it inherently just better because they're just experience and knowledge. But then if you think about it, the more that the newer player plays, the better he'll become, and slowly and little by little they'll be as good, if not better, than the good player at that time. Does that make sense? Because I've come across that where I knew a player, like they were just new, they wouldn't know much, like, and then eventually they start playing good deck and it's like they catch up. And how crazy I think that would be good for the game. If you think about it, it'd be really good for the game. Of course, the people on top, they won't like that. They would not like that because, like, they're so used to being on top. Of course, there's people that are good and they don't mind that. They actually are for that type of outcome because it's good. That makes it better for the game, and the game that you want to play, the more people play it, the better it will be because more people can access to it. There's no strain on, oh damn, I have to pay this much money for this card if I want to be able to compete. Otherwise, there's like, I'm giving away money just to lose. And you get what I mean? That mentality will be just out the window because, like, everything will be accessible. So like, what would be valuable if everything is accessible? There will be no need to hype. There would be no exclusivity. Nothing would be exclusive. So you would have access to it and be able to not be at a disadvantage is what makes it good. Like, if that'll be insanely good. And just thinking about that, it just had me thinking about that. I was like, oh yeah, I mean, I thought it before. I've had that thought before, but it was like, damn, if you think about it, that's how it is. It is like it would be insane like that. And I'm pretty sure a lot of players would really appreciate that, getting all these cards to their ease of access is it'll just change it. It'll just change everything. Of course, like, yeah, you're getting a reprint now, but like, why not make it accessible to everyone, man? But then, I don't know, man. I guess it's the scheme of the business of having this exclusive and having people wanting to get and get and get and get. Otherwise, people, like, if it was easy to get, then not many people would buy the sets because it'd be so easy to get. So I guess it's like a double-edged sword for the business. But still, like, it'd be insane if it was like that. If everyone had access to every single thing, that'd be really cool. That would be awesome. That means you'd have to step your game up, like, literally, because you wouldn't have the advantage of having the best deck. Like, what if one day you went up to locals and you had this kid that you know normally plays this type of deck, and they show up with the meta deck, the same exact deck you're playing. You're like, what the fuck? That'd be crazy, dude. You'd be like, you freaking roll your sleeves up, you know? You'd be like, dude, okay, I gotta get serious now. And I think that's good. That'd be really good. And that's pretty crazy. This guy, Al Navarro, I'm not sure because I played him once and then he said, oh yeah, I misplayed. I was like, what do you mean? What you misplayed? It's freaking crazy. Well, anyways, it was a good game though. It was a good game for this guy. And seeing the paleo come through is just pretty insane. Oh man, I'll put the deck at the end. But yeah, that's all I want to talk about, because it's something that I was thinking about. I was like, oh dude, like, reprints are good, but are they? Is it a bit too late for them? Are they? You know, are they just giving us what was good, like the old school, like the good back then? You know, like, but I don't know. I don't know. I was just thinking about, because let me put the. Okay, so I'm not showing the side deck because I have locals this Saturday, so I kind of want to keep it a bit secretive. But yeah, like, these couple reprints are gonna be pretty good, man. Minerva's gonna reprint it as well. It sucks. I don't have mine, so it sucks. But yeah, it's still good. That's gonna be good, man. I mean, a lot of people will be waiting for these, especially Anti-Spell as like the third reprint, fourth reprint now. And then Artifact Sanctum as well is going to be pretty good. And then of course Gladiator Beast. I'm looking forward to this one. This guy right here is going to be pretty cool. So yeah. But except Sam, you haven't asked so down. But yeah, the deck list, I changed it a bit because I felt like you kind of need board wipes, and these are, like I said in the previous video, they're like equalizers, whereas your deck is like pretty much a control deck. So you can't just rely on one for ones, because eventually your board's gonna end up breaking, and you need some way to kind of recuperate and kind of level the playing field. So that's why these come in. Like they said, they nuke your whatever your board, they break it. Then you have these to like equalize theirs, and then try to set up again with your one for ones, and just try to do it that way. But yeah, that's gonna be it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching.